On May 17th, a powerful, thought-provoking exhibition, Race, Are We So Different?, opened at the Mashantucket Pequot Museum and Research Center. A month later, a special event, an expanded dialogue about race issues in Connecticut, was held. Sponsored by the Greater Hartford Urban League, Comcast, and the Best Buy Children's Foundation, the event targeted young people and adult community leaders.
I met a representative from Best Buy about 2 months ago, and I just thanked him personally, and thanked him as he was representing Best Buy for the support and the investment that they've been putting into Project Ready, which is an after-school program that we have at one of our high school sites that they're funding. And he told me about the race exhibit that was an exhibit that was traveling throughout the United States, and that they were planning on being in Connecticut a few months later. So I got very excited, and he told me that there's also a discussion, there was a panel involved, and I wanted to provide a venue for our kids to just share their voice.
The interactive exhibit, which features film and still photography, helps explore racism through the perspectives of science, history, and contemporary experience. To make the idea of adding a group discussion to the exhibit a reality, corporate sponsorship was sought.
It's important to have the corporate community support this exhibit and bring it here to this region of Connecticut. So it's definitely an asset to have that kind of backing and that kind of sponsorship, and really put the focus on our young people and giving them a voice and a platform to share that experience. So I can really commend Best Buy and Comcast for bringing this to this community.
I think all races are the same, because just today on our bus right here, we seen a homeless man. He was black, but yet a couple weeks ago I was in New York and I seen a white homeless man. So from that, I just seen that all races face the same challenges. Like, there's nothing that separates us except because of that skin.
And race means that where you were born, like the particular place where you was like born. It's like you grow up and you learn the culture and those stuff. That's where I think what race is. Like, you're meeting diverse people who have different races and stuff. Like, if you born in like Africa and you come to America, like, that's a totally different race to you. Like, different culture, different way of life, everything is different.
But just how one of the students said that, we're all uniquely made. And we didn't choose where we were born into, what country, what community, what skin color. We didn't choose any of this, but we were chosen to be born into a particular, I wouldn't say we were chosen to be born into a particular category, because categories were created by man. We're the ones that developed categories. But we were chosen to be born in a certain way, to look in a certain way. And there's something special about that and unique about that. And along with all the baggage and the difficulty that comes along with it, but like one of the young people said, we were uniquely made, and I think that we have to start from that and just learn on how to deal with the difficulties that come along with it as well.
I grew up in the Bronx, so there was a lot of racism and obviously prejudice, but the first thing that my parents, and both of them, was the uniform messages. It's not my job to worry about what they're thinking, it's my job to never prove them right, and not be a mistake by it.
The exhibit actually opened my eyes up to look a little bit deeper than that. And it really showed that there really aren't a lot of differences, other than the differences that have been created through society to create separatism or inequality or segregation. I think that as we evolve as people, and if we really start to look at where we're really similar and really start to celebrate what we're very alike at, but then also celebrate what our differences are and embrace other people's cultures without being afraid to ask, then I think we'll be much further along.
When you tell someone where exactly you come from and they really make assumptions, for example, me, I'm Jamaican. When I tell people I'm Jamaican, they make assumption, oh, Jamaicans are this, Jamaicans are that. They come here, they take people's jobs, they give a lot of trouble, but it's not everybody's the same. You come from one country, you come here, this is the land of opportunity. You got some people who come here, they waste it, but it's not everybody's the same. So they can't just make assumptions. Assumptions are not accurate because you might be judging the wrong person. So it's best not to judge a book by its cover.
Well, having a dialogue around race for any of us, adults or young people, it's hard to have a safe space to have these conversations and for people to feel comfortable. And we really don't even have a very clear understanding about race and how we even define race in our society. We haven't done a good job of that. So, you know, as parents, this is a good opportunity to go through the exhibit and share your personal experience around race or racism, whether you've been the target of racism or you've been an agent of racism. It's important for us to have an exhibit that kind of highlights that in a constructive way. This is a learning exhibit. The exhibit is very interactive. There are stories from participants. There's scientific information that they've woven in to try to debunk what we understand about race and classifications. And it's also a great history lesson of how race was constructed in our country.
My friend, he goes to Summers High School, and he told me his freshman year, he had been in the school for about a week, and somebody sprayed painted Negro all over his locker.
We're really proud to be part of today's roundtable discussion with the students, and it was really interesting, and it was saddened to hear some of the experiences that some of the students experience on a day-to-day basis regarding discrimination and prejudice against them. And by being here and putting this content up on our local video on demand content, I think we're going to be able to bring the voices of these children to our many customers throughout the state of Connecticut, if not New England.